2 years ago, I was at the Nike Outdoor National High School meet, and I had the ability to leave the set to go down to the infield and chat with you.
Yep.
And you looked at me and you said, Ian, the one thing I want to do coming back, because then he was hurt, is to compete at the Millrose Games.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that and why this meet is so important to you? And I know you come in as a previous champion at this meet.
Yeah, so back when I said that, that was when I was like kind of in the deepest hole of my injuries. And I think when you're in that kind of place, you kind of reflect on like where you were most happiest, or like where you kind of felt you fulfilled your career at, you know, like kind of in hindsight. And I always looked back at Millrose Games for some reason. I don't know why that was. I think it has a mixture of just the big city, the awesome crowd, and just the electrifying atmosphere that it has. But I've always loved coming to Millrose Games. I've always loved to compete. It's always a great field that you guys put together. And I think this was one of the most meets that I've missed when I was hurt, was coming back to Millrose Games. Because indoors, outdoors, both of them, I think this is one of my favorite meets that there is.
Mission accomplished. Are you ready this year?
Yeah, more ready than I was last year, so we're good.
Let me go to Grant. Grant, last year you gave us one of the defining races in the history of the Millrose Games when you outkicked this gentleman to my other side here, Cole. One of the things I remember about that, when we sat at the press conference, though, was you said you were going to hurt him in the race. Can we expect more of that this year?
You know,
Watch his face.
As a longer distance runner, yeah, I want this race to be quick. The more I turn it into a sit and kick, the lower my odds get. So, you know, being a 5K, 10K guy, soon to be a half marathon guy, yeah, I want it to be fast. And you know, this field is such high quality. People have talked about how many people are in it. That you know, I think there's 14 guys in the field. All 14 would be headliners at any other meet. And so you got a lot of guys that can mix it up, and you just get this snowballing effect where the race goes quick and it turns into a battle.
I have to think that when Cole made that move last year, though, when he went early, what was going through your mind at that moment in time?
I was actually pretty happy that he made the move, because it meant I didn't have to lead anymore for a little bit. The past few times I've raced at Millrose have been 2 miles and 3Ks, and often I'm the one taking the pace on after the rabbit. So it was nice to get a little bit of help and be able to switch your brain off for a little bit and load up for a kick. You know, I think everyone's tactics are always developing, and I'd be surprised if anyone tried the exact same tactics year after year, but you got to be ready for everything.
All right. Okay, I'm going to straight to you then, Cole. As I was saying, you surprised myself and everyone in the building last year by going with 2 laps to go. What's your thoughts this year as you approach it? That you'll tell us.
Yeah. I think last year part of it was kind of to test myself more than anything. It was, you know, really my debut last year, and this is more or less my real debut this year. And coming off being the Olympic champion, I, in my mind, had no reason why I couldn't push the pace, why I couldn't, you know, dictate, you know, how I wanted to run the race. And, you know, obviously I didn't win, but stepping away from that race, I was extremely happy with how I ran it. And then this year I feel pretty much the exact same, if not more confident, just based off of, you know, last year I was 1,500 meter champion, but 2 years ago, but now coming off of the 5K world title, kind of people hoping to take the strength out of the kick out of my legs. It's getting less and less possible as I continue to be stronger and stronger, and can just, you know, kick in a sub-13 race like I did in Tokyo.
Does being an Olympic champion and a world champion give extra pressure to your mind, or can you just separate that and focus on the next race?
I think there's always pressure. There's always been pressure. I've been feeling this similar pressure, honestly. It sounds funny, but since like middle school, just like I hold myself to how good I think I am, and that's really where most of the pressure comes from. And if anything, it's a pretty cool spot to be in, and yeah, I just try to, you know, enjoy it really more than anything.
I love to hear that. Now, alongside your course is the actual 2 years ago, he set the world record here. with 8:00:67. So, Josh, you missed last year with sickness. How are you feeling looking at this race? Rayflin has put together this tremendous field, as Grant also alluded to. You don't have a warm-up race. You prefer to come in relatively cold, so to speak.
Yeah, I think all of us are professionals. We know what we're doing, and I feel like this year was, for me, I normally open up at the Millrose Games. It's a regular year for me. So yeah, just excited to put myself up against some of the best, in the world, and again in that 2 mile. So, as soon as Ray told me it was a 2 mile, I was like, fuck, okay, well, I'm running 2 miles.
You didn't hear that.
So sorry.
You're in New York, don't worry, you can hear it every corner here.
For goodness sake. So yeah, exactly, and then you look at that field that comes together and you're like, what an unbelievable opportunity to go out and show the hard work that I've put together, and the person that's going to win this race this weekend is a dog. So I'm looking for that title myself.
And chances are the pace is going to be set for sub 8 minutes, which will be a world record. You don't want to lose that world record now, do you,
It would
John?
be quite rude, yes. But yeah, I mean, 8 flat back 2 years ago felt really quick. I don't know about you, Grant, but it did. But I mean, now it's like almost an afterthought, especially how fast he's got around last year. So I think sub 8 is definitely on the cards, and I think it's going to be a race to get it. So it's going to be definitely one to watch.
Great. Well, thanks very much, Josh, Cole, Donovan, and Grant. You can leave the stage and relax, because sooner rather than later, a batch of people will come and ask you even more deeper questions.